My name is Chief Mrs. Sherifat Adegbeson. I am the founder and CEO of Life Changers Foundation and Life Changers Awards. Life Changers Foundation started, I would say about roughly 2005, January 2005. We started off as Life Changers on its own. And the idea behind it was to help people back to work. So we started with employment preparation training, where we offered people different kinds of employment skills, job search, interview techniques, how to apply for a job, and how to write supporting statement. That's how Life Changers started in 2005. And as we grew bigger, we went into empowering young people as well, helping young people back to work. We also got involved in Black History Month since 2007, celebrating young Black people. In 2010, we now decided to go for Life Changers Awards, where we recognize individuals, businesses, and just people that are giving back to their community. So Life Changers Awards started in 2010, and it's still on till today. So I would say Life Changers has been around since 2005. But as at today, what we currently do, we still run the employment preparation training, helping people back to work in the UK. Also, we have an arm in Nigeria where we run vocational skills training. We run different vocational skills from makeup and gele, leather crafts, fashion designing, catering. We also have the decorating department. We have hairdressing and barbing. We have bead making, adire, which is also batik, adire tie and dye with batik, soap making, and Ankara craft. With Ankara craft, they use it to make shoes, Ankara shoe, Ankara bag, Ankara jewelry, earrings, necklace, and all that. Whatever vocation they chose to go for, we do that for 2 weeks. People would ask and say, why 2 weeks? 2 weeks is too short. 2 weeks is not short, is not too short to learn a skill. In fact, that 2 weeks will enable them decide whether it is a trade they want to pursue. And with some people, 2 weeks is just right. Like catering department, they learn how to bake cakes, make bread. All that can be learned in a few days. The soap department, they learn how to make different types of soap, including Izal, Dettol, insecticides, liquid soap, bar soap, and all this can be learned within 2 days. And these are things that helps people become sustainable. So that's one of the projects we're currently doing. The other project we're currently doing in Nigeria at the moment is the Clear Vision project, where we offer people free eye tests, free eyeglasses, and medication. It's free from start to finish. When people come to us, even when they have to do an operation, if Life Changer is not able to afford to pay for the full cost of the operation, we talk to other funders. We look for support within the community in order for the operations to be carried out. And the Clear Vision project has been running since late 2017 till present. So far with Clear Vision project, I would say we have supported over 10,000 people. We've worked in about 20 plus locations, working with community leaders, especially the Obas. Monarchs, the Obas have been the greatest supporter for Life Changers Clear Vision project. And so far, I would say we've supported nothing less than 10 to 12 Obas in Nigeria. Life Changers also run what we call legislative trainings. We offer legislative support training to legislators, House of Assembly members, House of Rep, and Senate. We invite them to London for training, sometimes 3 days, sometimes 5 days, or even 7 days training. The training is designed to help them understand their roles as legislators. So far, we have supported legislators from Nigeria, Ghana, Pakistan, Maldives even, and many more. So that's what Life Changers does. We're an organization that tries its best to impact in whatever way we can, in whatever community we go into. So we don't bring about new ways of doing things. We look at what is on ground and we find a way of making what is currently on ground even better. And that's who we are. That's what Life Changers Foundation is about. The challenges we have been facing as an NGO and as a charitable organization, anybody out there will say is funding. Money is not easy to come by, and getting the right sponsors is not always easy to come by. Because if you have to have someone that has an interest in your project, someone who do like minds, people who believe in what you do and have the same passion for what you do. So our major challenge, I would say, is finding the resources, the funding to run most of the projects that we do, and also finding the right human resources as well. Because when you work with people, it's hard to convince them that this is a voluntary work they're doing. I personally am a volunteer for Life Changers, and the ethos of Life Changers is everybody and anyone who comes in contact with our organization must be willing to give back. So Life Changers creates a platform for people to give back to their community. But not everybody understands that, especially in the economy where we are today in Nigeria. It's hard to convince someone to give back without expecting something in return. But as hard as it has been, as challenging as it has been, we found a few people who are willing to be part of Life Changers at no cost to us. And we're hoping to get more people to support Life Changers, both financially, we're volunteering their time, giving their money, giving their resources, whatever it is they have will help us move forward. Currently, Life Changers does not have any major sponsor. What we do is work with community leaders who would like us to bring our project to their community. We ask them to support us in terms of providing accommodation for our trainers, providing the feeding, and whatever it is they can use to support us. We don't have a major sponsor at the moment, and we are hoping to get sponsors. Presently, most of the projects that we have been running, that has been running with Life Changers, has been single-handedly sponsored by myself. I'll take for the Clear Vision project, I bought all the glasses, all the reading glasses that are currently being distributed in Nigeria at the moment. And what we do from time to time is get local community leaders to support us by paying for doctors and buying some drugs when they can. But I would say 90% of the time, I single-handedly fund most of the projects. One of Life Changers' major plans for the future, we want to have a vocational training center here in Nigeria, in whatever country, whatever state it may be. It is my vision and it is my dream to have a vocational training center where everyone who comes in contact with that vocational center can have free training. Regardless, there will be no registration fee, no fee for equipment, and no fee for certification. So it will be free from start to finish. That is what Life Changers is planning to do. And we can only do that with the support of people out there. In order to, before that kickstart, I am going to launch something this month, June, which is called Give Back Weekend. Give Back Weekend. And what Give Back Weekend would do is every weekend, Life Changers will give something back to the community. It could be clothes, it could be shoes, it could be provisions, it could be tickets, it could be anything. It could be food, it could be anything. We're going to be giving back something every weekend. And the whole idea is to give back to those who are in need, not just to anyone who feels I could do with an extra pair of shoes. No, it has to be to someone who actually needs it. So if I'm giving out school shoes, it has to be given to a particular child whose parents cannot afford proper school shoes. If I'm giving out school bags, it will be for children who cannot afford it. And we're going to screen those who put their name forward for our Give Back weekend. What I would like everyone out there to know is that Life Changers Foundation is not about me, Sherry Adegbeson. It is about everybody in the world. It's about you. It's about everybody. I want us to come together to make this world a better place. And it starts with you watching me out there. We need to be able to give back. And regardless of whatever people say, because I've heard a lot of things. People say, oh, people set up NGOs because they want to enrich themselves. Yes, I would not deny that there are some people out there who are setting up NGOs because they want to empower or enrich themselves. But Life Changers is not one of such NGOs. Life Changers' aim is to be able to empower as many people as possible. So I would encourage anyone out there who wants to set up a foundation or who wants to give back. If there is no platform for you to give back, I would encourage you to join Life Changers Foundation, join us and be part of what we do. I say this because I was fortunate to work with late Oba Muftau Olatunji Amzat. I pushed this project for a year. Late Kabiesi wanted to give back to his community through the vocational skills training that we do. And for a whole year, I didn't have the time to come to Nigeria to make this happen. But when I finally decided to, in April, I now tried again to persuade Kabiesi to wait till August this year before doing it. But he insisted. He kept on saying he was living on borrowed time. I didn't know what that meant. I just thought he's a matured man. That's how old people talk. Not knowing that Kabiesi knew exactly what he was talking about. As soon as we embarked on the project, the very day we concluded the project, gave everybody a certificate, we heard that the news came to us that Kabiesi gave up the ghost. He died. And from that very moment, I was touched. I now believe that it is important to give back. If you want to do something, now is the time to do it. Don't push it. Don't wait till you have 1 million in your account or 10 million in your account. Even with your 1,000 naira in your account, you can actually give back. Giving back doesn't have to require money. Giving back could be your time. Giving back could be some of the resources you have. Giving back could be you mentoring a child or mentoring a young person who is idle. Giving back comes in different forms. So I would encourage everybody listening to me right now or watching me right now to please learn to give back. Learn to give back to your community. If there is a place called heaven, yes, and I believe there is heaven, I think one of the things we'll be asked is, what did you do with your time? How did you use your time on earth? And I will be glad to say that I used it wisely by giving back and empowering and encouraging people around me. Thank you.